professional athlete's salary. I would like to explain to you the difference in how much a professional athlete makes versus the amount average civilian makes in a year. The argument can be made for years that professional athletes are overpaid for what they do compared to the jobs that everyday civilians do that may require them to put their life on the line. Have you ever wondered what it's like to live on a professional athlete's salary? The average household of four lives on a salary of about $50,000 a year, as opposed to the professional athlete who brings home close to $500,000 a year. What's the difference? Why should professional athletes make so much more money every day and every year compared to the hard-working American living in our country? I would like to inform you about how much professional athletes make and how they gain their income. I'll provide you with some examples of athletes from various sports so that you can realize how much athletes can make versus the average income of civilians. Each year we hear about another professional athlete who played well the year before and would like to negotiate their contract so that they can be paid more to play the sport they grew up loving. Whether it's football, baseball, basketball, etc., every player seems to always want more money. My examples will be professional basketball player and professional baseball player. Professional basketball and baseball are both one of the highest grossing sports played in the United States. The Cleveland Cavaliers star forward LeBron James is one of the highest paid basketball players in the National Basketball Association, otherwise known as the NBA. Since he entered the league in 2003 as an 18-year-old, he has continued to progress in the NBA. With each new contract he signs, he gains more and more money. After being selected as the number one overall pick in 2003 draft, LeBron James signed a contract with the Cleveland Cavaliers for just under $13 million spread out over a 3-year span. This alone would be one of the highest rookie contracts in the history of the NBA. In 2010, James left the Cavaliers and signed a multi-year deal with the Miami Heat. James signed this contract that would give him an annual earning of just over $17 million a year. Finally, in 2014, James signed his last contract that would give him the most money he's earned in his career thus far by finalizing a deal once again with the Cleveland Cavaliers. This contract would be worth almost $47 million over a 2-year span. That gives James an annual salary of just over $23 million each year for the next 2 years. Alex Rodriguez is one of the highest paid baseball players in history. Rodriguez is now at the age of 36 and is still playing the game that he loves. He currently plays Major League Baseball for the New York Yankees, who is probably the best funded professional organization in any sport. Alex Rodriguez is set in his current contract. Rodriguez is currently making an annual salary of $27.5 million a year. If you break that down into the 162 games they play each year, he averages $169,000 per game in a fiscal year. With those two examples in the back of your mind, I will now provide you with the common jobs that Americans hold each and every day, so you can see the difference in money between the professional athlete and the average citizen. Day-to-day jobs come and go. Throughout life, people hold several jobs, and it's rare to see someone have only one job their entire life. From working in fast food to accounting, marketing, military, emergency services, they all have base salaries well under the professional athlete. For example, a GS-13 level astronaut at NASA makes an annual salary of averaging $107,000 a year. A lawyer with 11 years of experience will bring home close to $170,000 a year, and an average car salesman makes about $70,000 a year. A single junior enlisted soldier in the United States military will bring home close to $30,000 a year. This is a person who fights day in and day out to serve the country we live in and put his or her life on the line each and every day they wear the uniform. Why is it that someone that holds jobs such as soldiers, public safety officials, doctors, and other high-risk employment are at the bottom of the pay scale in our country? As you can see, there's a significant difference between the professional athlete's salary versus the everyday citizen's salary. Is it not the everyday citizen's job that keeps our country running? How can it be so backwards as to where entertainment makes more than important jobs? It is in my opinion that the professional athletes make too much money doing something that they love. Don't get me wrong, I believe they deserve to be paid, but I do not think they should be paid more than our nation's military or emergency services who put their lives on the line each and every day to protect the very citizens that provide these professional athletes with their money. It's the population who decides how much a professional athlete makes. Every time the price of tickets goes up, or the price of concessions at the games, that's how the players make their money. Now, in conclusion, I feel that some professional athletes are being overpaid. When making the argument that professional athletes are being overpaid, everyone must keep in mind that this includes all types of athletes and not just the ones making $1 million a year. Most players at lower levels still struggle to make ends meet and pay all the bills, but this is still true for everyday jobs. Everyone starts at the bottom and they work your way up. It's their money in the professional athlete's life compared to the average citizen. Sure, but what are the odds that an athlete will make it to that level where they make so much each year? I still do not agree that our professional athletes at the highest level makes as much as they do. I do not agree that our military emergency management officials bring home a significant amount less the average professional athlete. I believe our country's priorities are not in line, and this should be taken into consideration. What I do agree with is that most professional athletes take the time to participate in various charities of their choosing, or they may even start their own charity. Most athletes do give some back of what they get, but it does not justify them making more than our country's bravest men and women. My personal opinion is no, but that will be a question you have to answer to yourself. I have 3 examples I've gathered for you to look at. All 3 of these examples are contracts of LeBron James, Alex Rodriguez, and the pay scale for the average single soldier, which I provided you before. As you can see by looking at these examples, there are a huge difference between the amount of money made by each profession. Looking at these, please keep in mind the requirements and the risk that are required for each profession. With these, I hope you'll be able to make your own decision as to whether professional athletes are overpaid or not. Thank you.